Sweet. Let's just begin. Theme is, what would this look like if it were easy? What would this look like if it were easy? And it looked like this. It took some complexity uh, to get to easy, to build this easy. But the key touch was um, just to keep it as simple as possible. And next time we can just move this up a little bit, because like instantly as soon as I hit record, that's when you see all the things. Like when someone tells you like pencils down, it cues on this other part of the brain to notice the things that you weren't noticing when you were kind of in it. Um, but just letting things be is going to be the theme. It's kind of relieving. It takes that pressure off. Heck yeah. All right. So a rundown from me really quick is I'm using QuickTime to record a specific window. This is Line of Action. It's a website, but if you go to any website and go to File, Add to Dock, at least on Mac, so then now it like makes it essentially look like a program that I could just click on, and it opens up that specific web page, which is great and easy and simple. My thought here is just to run through some varying time limit gesture poses. Thinking to start with 5 seconds to cover it because we are on YouTube. How many? We'll do, yeah, we could do like 5 or 6 5s, and I'll just be guessing it. Jump up to 10 seconds and jump up to 30 seconds. And then minutes are going to feel way too long, but we'll see what we get to. And I always have to triple check everything's going, recording. Looks good. All right, let's hit it. My pen wasn't ready. We're here to just kind of feel into the looseness, like the spirit energy flow of the shape. It's going to be abstract, and that's exactly what we want. Because the reality of nature is very organic, feels abstract to us, even though like at some point there's an order, a connective energy, and I'm just gonna let myself warm up into that. I'm mixing lines, continuous lines with, sometimes I'm using that dot when the pen catches. We're just here to kind of remember the lines that are available to us. And get the arms and muscles flowing. This pen might need a cleaning, given how it's catching here and there. Whoa. They just keep coming. This is really fun. It does feel like it's what I call the human signature. So it's a bit like cursive. Just this continuous flow of of energy, which is really what's going on, but so typically we do segment things, which is helpful for the initial ability to see and categorize, but oftentimes we leave it compartmentalized. I can fit one tiny person, but let's pause it. Oftentimes we leave things compartmentalized, which means the walls are airtight, um, and we forget that in its original nature there was a continuous flow in between. And yet, with our mind, just for language sake, to communicate with others, to see into the world, and to have a value system of what we're looking for, to have eyes snap to it, we've named things. But a really good thing to remember is just to be able to hop back and forth between both worlds. That you can uh, name it for a certain purpose and go back to that wider, lighter, softer, more open, more ambient, less um, stuck, less having things to prove space. I'm also going to work on my uhs and my ums. Something I told myself before this. Because why not? When this isn't recording, I'm talking to friends. The ums aren't so prevalent. It's something with the camera. It's your fault. I need to clean this nib because it's, dare I say it, annoying me. It's like the sensation of walking and then back in elementary, middle school, someone grabs the back of your backpack and yanks you backwards. That's what that can feel like with the catch. And there's a chance it's just this is sharp and catching the paper, but we'll see. I'm gonna stop this session. What am I doing? Oh, let's go to 10 seconds. Let's cut myself off. Yeah, how about 10? Mm-hmm. 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 On your mark, get set. My judgmental mind says, like, I'm still not warmed up, but at the same time, the only thing we're measuring is my hand moving? Yes, we're doing it then. Not what's on the paper yet. Like, the goal is to get motion. No way this is 10 seconds.
I don't believe it.
No way that was 10 seconds. Let's try it again. I saw something on the bottom right. Maybe I have to go to unlimited. Learn with me, learn with me. All right, that'll be better. Like if I had maybe a different goal in mind, I might be using a different approach. But right now, I'm totally open to seeing where this takes me. Just kind of fun. Right now, this is the app not working. Just reset the app. So let's try this again. Covered adult. What I meant interested right now. Yeah, I think if I do child poses, like for artwork that's gonna like symbolize, I think a big part of where a lot of us have our trauma or issues from. I'll probably do like an actual steady or at least a longer pose. But for the fast warm ups, I want like yeah these yeah more mature forms. Yeah, it's working. You can notice I'm like zigzagging from the outer left to the outer right. That doesn't look anything like it, but we're moving, and that's the point. It's just having a stick figure um, exploration. We could go for the big shape and just the feel of hand, and there's that. You can catch that wide triangle thing. There's a hand here. The head's kind of being a bit snooty. Let's pause there, but now screw it. 7 seconds we can fit over here. I am an addict. Once I start, I have a tough time stopping. Screw it. We're gonna just go smaller and fit things in. I used to never draw tiny, and someone put it really nicely. So simply, it's how the answer often comes up. But it's like, well, what if in a painting you have to draw a really small person in the distance? Like that makes so much sense. Uh, it's so silly, but that's all it took. And now being able to draw pretty small is yeah part of my. It's within my capacities. Like, maybe it sounds silly, but it's like it's never did it or just avoided it because it does have a certain satisfying feel to draw really big. Um, but you want to be able to kind of be able to do anything. So it's a blend of shapes plus what is commonly called the line of action. And then I'm also mixing in like the rhythms, which is a bit of like the outside contour, but in a very musical, tempoed way. We're gonna fit these people. And this is all gesture. So it's like a way to blast through 100 poses in 10 minutes or half an hour, as opposed to one drawing for 1 hour. Let video fail faster. And what's nice with these timed ones, there's no time to grieve or to like judge yourself for the last one because like oh the next one's already started and if I waste any time looking back, that's uh, taking time away from like the present pose, which has its own full potential. That one, we'll skip it. And I also just learned that the right arrow on the keyboard totally works for that. parallel pen's fantastic because you can switch from sharp to like a wide moment just on a whim, just with the twist of the pen. With legs like that, I try to get the shape like that triangle with the thighs. This might be a demonstration of how I am known to overwork things, but everyone out there, and screw it. It's art. There's no right or wrong. At this point. Like trusting that I'm gonna have like a sensation that'll tell me, and we're cut off, but keep seeing spots for what's this? We're just gonna keep going. We'll pause it there. Also, like I have to remember this is recording, and I don't know how much detail the camera is able to capture, but perhaps I can zoom in a bit. But a part of my what would this look like if it were easy goal is to not have to edit these videos, or if anything, just maybe remove any long dead space. But other than that, I want it minimum, and yeah, this is the practice video for me, and it's fun to kind of just relax into this, and yeah, I'm letting my eyes just get lost. It's like I myself, uh, yeah, get lost in my own art, especially when it's done so in the moment, because there's no time uh, to look back, to be retrospective, and yeah, kind of savor what just happened. Because I'm so in that precise needle of the moment. Like it's like a landscape passing by. Because I remember this one, I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And the next pose, and I have to like rush away. But now I get to kind of walk back and see all these moments that happened. Really fun. And it's a practice in being okay with stumbling. And the beauty of gesture drawing is we can make those stumbles 10 seconds long, 30 seconds long. Like they don't have to be a 2 hour stumble. They don't have to feel like that. Although that is going to have its own rich teachings to give, a 2 hour stumble. Um, as long as you have the, I guess, tools or systems like a 20-minute timer to step back every once in a while and to zoom out, take it all in as you work. Like have that pulse flow is still very important, even with the longer sessions. Because if you don't do that, you're not really, I don't believe you're going to be learning as in depth as you might. Um, yeah, with such a zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in pulse that's kind of woven in, and that can take practice. Uh, and you have tools to lean on or whatever. Set timers, like stuff, something to like shake you up, because what an art school or community would be doing is the teacher would come around, and it's that metaphorical tap on the shoulder to like, oh, pull you out of your where you might be tunnel visioning in and not seeing the whole connectivity of a pose or of any painting or composition. And that is huge. I think that's the big why of any artwork is the wholeness. It all suspends the other. The color next to this color gives them context, makes them extreme or makes them neutralized. Uh, yeah, it's all kind of a moving context. So, so yeah. Another phrase I want to remove, but sometimes the paper tears. But I don't mind. It's just part of the reality. This is real, and I love when art has like the actual breaks from the studio, uh, and it rips and tears of reality. Uh, yeah, let me just we'll stop this one here so I don't make them too long. But yeah, drop in any questions you might have, revelations, because those might be helpful for other people who are also tuned in and like on their own placements and stages in their drawing practice, in their observation practice, in their just the practice of being a human and being okay with the stumble, because this stuff applies to like conversations with friends and just being able to again zoom out, because ruminations are when we're zoomed in, when we start to erase and redo and redo and redo a hand or something in a drawing. It's the same with conversations where we're overthinking, which means we're under feeling. If you're overthinking, you're very likely under feeling, and just return to that space of just letting and free falling and exploring, and then yeah, you can invite the thinking back in as a tool to help the sensation, the feeling that's coming through or that you want to get to. I could ramble forever. So let's cut it. Cut, cut, cut. Bye.